Hi, I'm Rebecca from engVid. In this lesson, you'll learn 10 common abbreviations that you should know if you work or want to work in the business world. Okay? It's possible you have heard many of these and possibly not. So let's make sure that you know all of them. Okay. So first I'm just going to read them to you and you can see if you've heard them before or if you know what they are. Okay? CEO, PR, HR, ISO, ROI, MBA, VAT or VAT, USP, Limited, and Incorporated. Okay? So, possibly you've heard some of these before. Let's go into them in more detail. So, what is a CEO? Or better still, who is a CEO? So CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer, okay? And the Chief Executive Officer is the most senior executive in a corporation, in a for-profit corporation, okay? So he's the top most executive, all right? That's the CEO. PR, okay? What does PR stand for? PR stands for Public Relations. So this term could define the field or it could describe a department in a particular company or corporation. And what is the job of this department? Their job or their responsibility is to spread information to the public about the organization, about the corporation, maybe in the form of new developments, in the form of press releases, okay? If there's a crisis, or even if something negative happens, it's the job of the public relations department to communicate that in a positive way. Sometimes they have a different section, crisis communications, but basically PR stands for public relations. Good. HR, okay? So HR is something that you probably have heard before, especially if you've ever been for a job interview. You might have met an HR representative. So HR stands for Human Resources. Now, the term human resources can again refer to the entire field of managing people. It can refer to a particular department in a company that is responsible for all of the personnel that work in that organization or that company. All right? It's responsible for hiring them, for training them, and for all the administration that has to do with the staff or the personnel that work in that company. Okay? But HR, as in human resources, can also just refer to the people themselves, okay, who work in a particular place. All right. Next is ISO. All right. Now, this stands for International Organization for Standardization. Okay. It's a long name for a very important organization, and it's a group that basically confers or gives quality certification to different companies for their products, for their materials, for their processes. They set quality benchmarks or quality standards, okay? So you might see in a particular company that they are ISO 9000 certified or something like that. And that's very important because it indicates that they have a certain degree of quality in that organization regarding that area, okay? So it's basically an organization that sets quality benchmarks, ISO, okay? Next is ROI, okay? So ROI has to do with finance. And it's basically stands for, first of all, return on investment. ROI, return on investment. So ROI is a profitability ratio that helps finance people to determine if a particular investment is going to give them profit or give them savings. All right? So that's what the ROI stands for, return on investment. And it's a profitability ratio. Okay, next, MBA. That you probably have heard of, okay? We might hear somebody saying, he has an MBA, okay? Now you notice that I said an MBA. Why did I say an MBA? Do you know? Usually we say an before a vowel, right? But it's not only before a vowel. It's actually before anything that has a vowel sound. So the letter M is like EM, M. So therefore, we cannot say he has a MBA. We say he has an MBA, all right? Or he is an MBA. We also say that. And an MBA stands for Master of Business Administration. So it's a graduate business degree, okay? It's a very popular graduate degree in business, all right? Next is VAT, or value added tax. So value added tax is a very common tax on goods and services, usually in Europe, okay? You'll hear this a lot. Is the VAT included in the price? The value added tax, okay? There are different taxes, of course, in every country and every part of the world, but a VAT is a very popular common tax in Europe especially. All right, USP. So what's USP? USP stands for unique selling point or unique selling proposition. And that's a term from the field of marketing. So your USP, if you're selling a product, then it has to have a USP. It has to have something special about it that will make people want to buy your product. And that special thing, that special quality, that special something is your USP, your unique selling proposition that makes people choose your product over another product. Okay? Next, we have two terms that are very commonly used, limited and incorporated. And both of them basically refer to corporations that have been incorporated, in fact, okay? And what does that mean when something is limited? What is actually limited? Do you know? What's limited is the liability, which is the financial responsibility in case there are any debts. In case the company loses money, then the corporation, which is an entity, which is a body by itself, is the one that people come to try to collect their money. And they don't go to particular individuals or people to their homes to get their money. So that's what's limited. It's actually limited liability or responsibility for financial burdens. Okay? So don't say LTD. Some people by mistake say LTD. It's not really correct. You should say limited, even though you see LTD in short. And this one is sometimes pronounced Inc., or otherwise you say the whole term, which is incorporated. Okay? So let's just review quickly. What's HR? Human resources. What's ROI? Return on investment. Good. What's VAT? Value added tax. Who's the CEO? Chief Executive Officer. What's your USP? Unique selling proposition. What's PR? Public relations. What's the ISO? Well, you don't have to know the actual international organization for standardization. You just know that it's what it does, okay? So it sets those quality benchmarks, quality standards. And MBA is your Master of Business Administration. And these terms, limited, incorporated, refer to limited liability, which means that the company is incorporated, okay? So if you want to know more about these, if you want to practice them and get really comfortable with these terms and these abbreviations, please go to our website, www.engvid.com. There you can do a quiz on this. You'll also have a chance to see these written out, like CEO chief executive officer, and so on in our quiz. So you'll have a chance to reinforce what you already know so well now. Okay? All the best with your English. Bye for now.